Welcome everybody to the Randomizer Mania 4. This is the secondary tournament Group R match between AkashN and Magnon17. I am Ridley Dragon.
And I am Slim Kirby. We have a very exciting match for you guys today.
And an important one. This will determine the fate of Group R. If Magnon17 wins, he will lock in the 2 seed at 3-1 and will advance to the final round. However, if AkashN pulls out the victory today, there will be a 3-way tie at 2-2 and a tiebreaker round, and we are underway.
Ooh, they are pretty much in sync right now with that blue rupee in Ling's house. But yeah, very important match, a lot's at stake. This secondary tournament has been absolutely amazing. There's even been several ties already, just in all the other groups, and secretly I'm kind of hoping for another one just to make it a little more hype, but I think our racers today are going to be putting on a really good show and trying.
And I can see in chat, Karnaf FD is the other person who's probably the most interested in seeing a 3-way tie, considering he'd be the third person in that tie.
Ooh, yeah, so he's definitely going to be probably rooting for a catch in this instance anyway.
Oh, an early half magic.
Oh, not bad, not bad. That's always kind of a great thing to start out with, especially if you get a magic item that can kind of help you through some of the early parts if you don't have a sword of any shape or form.
It's really nice if you get early burn.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Right, and both saving and quitting out to the sanctuary.
Just a piece of heart, though.
They did do a tree pull. It came out with hearts. They did get 3 bounds from the Uncle chest.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like they're both going to be going up to the lumberjack tree. Going to see what that item is. Then they'll make their way through the Lost Woods and then down to Kakariko. Pretty standard route.
Yeah, the ordinary route if you don't want to do a Gulahan.
Yeah, that's true. And even then, I've opted to see some runners kind of take kind of a southern Kakariko route too, because there's also the chance to get bombs in the south of the Grove bushes. So it's really cool how in open mode, like, you have a bunch of different starting strats, and it honestly it doesn't really hurt or harm you one way or the other. It's just kind of pick what route you think works best for you. And
there's nothing really going on in Lumberjack's cage, just 20 rupees. By the way, the crab prize was also hearts, so not much help there.
Yeah, they're going to have to kill some more enemies to see what some of the other tree pulls are, but yeah, nothing too big from those other spawn points at this time anyway.
Magnon almost walking away from the money. I would pick up any money you get right now, because you never know what's going to be in those early chests. Usually you can get enough to get 100, but not all the time.
Yeah, and that 20 will definitely help, even just for getting enough for the bottle vendor. There are a lot of chests before that, in the well and the greenhouse, but you can never be too sure. This could be kind of a stingy seed when it comes to rupees. They do get a piece of heart, or no, not a piece of heart, a full heart container. Yeah, a whole lot of love from the Underground Thieves hideout. Getting a lot of help, I think, is also a very good thing to get, at least at first, because you never know, like, what you're going to have to do early on in the seed, and if you have to do, like, a boss fight, just 3 or 4 hearts, it can be very, very, very pressuring.
Second tree pull winds up being just arrow bundles. Oh, and the flute! Right in Kakariko. That kind of leads me to think this might be a semi-quick seed.
Yeah, it could be. It definitely allows for some very quick light world exploration, getting to some of those far-off locations very quickly. That's kind of one of the struggles of the early light world, just wondering if you should go to some of those very out-of-the-way one-off locations. The flute will definitely help you get there a lot quicker.
Maybe you just want to pray for a bottle early on so you don't have to come back here in the light world at all.
That's true, but even then, it's very quick flute to 3 if you need to check sick kit or something. The rest of the well chest, we have just some rupees and a bomb capacity upgrade.
Yeah,
Not much.
a whole lot of nothing in well. Enough money to get you the bottle vendor, but that's about it.
Yeah, just enough for that. So thankfully they'll be able to buy that right now.
He's selling red boomerangs.
Red Boomerang's okay. It's definitely not necessary for completion in any way, shape, or form, but it can kind of make some navigation, like through Tower of Hera, a little quicker, so you can just kind of use that to hit switches.
It flies over blocks, those switches, very quickly, and those switches are very nice, especially in Hera and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Also, in terms of our game sprites that we have this time, we have a battle of Zelda versus Metroid. We have just the standard Link sprite being used by AkashN and Magnon17 going the Samus route. So, Link to the Past versus Super Metroid is what's going on right now.
Chicken House has a whole lot of nothing. We're going to see the tavern first from Akash. And nothing there too.
And then Magnon's going to go ahead and buy some bombs at the Kakariko shop. I think that's a very good play. It'll pretty much cover bombs for the rest of Light World, and by that point you should be covered, I think, for the rest of the game, just from like enemy drops and also dungeon locations.
I don't even know what's in this.
Here is a place where you can actually get some bomb upgrades, or not bomb upgrades, bomb drops. There's 4 in here. Some players will opt to just grab 4, go out, go back in, grab 4 more, and then that should also make them covered as well.
You want to save your money, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and a friendly bomb drop I read. Did anybody see what was in the borders?
I did not see what was in Borders, unfortunately, but we do have a heart container on the race game. Magnon opting to skip that and going to check out the desert now that he has that flute. This is something I like doing when you get the flute early, because, yeah, you can check that location up there, and then you can just walk over here to Agina without having to walk all the way to the desert from Link's house.
No, with the flute, you shouldn't see that much saving and quitting in the Light World.
Yeah, the save and quit number should be pretty low, actually, I think, in this particular seed at this point. And in Agonize, we just have a piece of heart, and now we can check out what was in the library, which was just some rupees.
50 rupees. So Magnon will be heading down towards the dam, as well as Mulgorn Cave. I believe Akash will be not far behind. Both opting to save and quit instead of fly there. I wonder if that's faster.
I feel like for Magnon it would have been faster just because he had to traverse through a few screens to get back into the overworld. But I think fluting would have probably been faster for Akash right there.
Oh, well, Akash is going to take the quickest way to the dam, which is the fly. That's definitely faster.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what Magnon kind of forgot about that.
It's okay. So sometimes you forget, even if it's an item you just collected. Maybe you're not prepared to have flute that early. It just kind of slips out of your mind.
Yep, it happens to the best of us, but that's put us into nearly sync.
Yeah, they're definitely. Magnon does have the desert check, at least a little bit of a check,
yes,
but
that would
still
turned out to be not much of anything.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't, but it's still like one thing that he has checked over his opponent. So, I mean, the other player might at some point want to check those items too. So
here's your problem with Mulgorn Cave. The only thing you have to damage these guys are the bombs, and they sometimes will not play nice with you.
Yeah, getting rid of these guys with bombs is very annoying. Sometimes you can get lucky, like Ash did right there. Luck. Yeah, but it can be very difficult just using bombs for this. That's where I kind of wish the boomerang could do something. I mean, these are pretty weak enemies, but I guess not.
Oh, and a red potion.
Ooh, well, there's that bottle we were talking about earlier.
Now, if you're Akash, do you just try to walk from here to Ice Cave, or do you use the flute to get a little bit closer? Considering that there's trouble.
Yeah, I'd probably still use the flute.
Actually, you only have to go there right now with the flute. Cash is gonna go check out Sashala's closet, and probably gonna dip into Eastern.
Yeah, that would not be a bad play. Sasharala and Eastern easily accessible from the very beginning of the game, which means that quite literally anything can be there. So I definitely understand this play.
We had a moment there in the Mulharm Cave. Akash was on his last heart and his last bomb when he got that last Mulharm.
Ooh, very, very clutch. And he's going to opt to check Sick Code right now. This could be it could be a good start anyway, because obviously you can't call anything this early into the race, but,
Sick Kid comes up real empty. Ooh, the mirror is in Sashala's closet.
Ooh. Yeah, Sasharala and Eastern looking to be a really good play right now. Wondering if he will go to Eastern because he still doesn't really have a weapon. We do get a map check though.
He has you can get all the way up to the dark room pretty much using the pots, and he has the mirror, so it's not like he'd have to work his way out of the dungeon or save and quit.
That is true. That is very true. And as far as our crystal setup, both Tower of Hera and Eastern Palace are crystals, and Desert is the blue pendant.
Especially if you can do dark rooms.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to get through Eastern. It's just like there's just a few things. If enemies kind of body you, can be a little annoying. But yeah, it can definitely be done. Also, Epic Pwn Edge. The Sama sprite was actually one of the earliest sprites added. It did get a few redesigns though, so this is not what the Sama sprite used to look like. I personally think it looks a lot better now. But it's been around for since they started adding sprites, I'm pretty sure.
Karnaf asked, was surprised no Ice Cave or fake flippers to the Hobo Bridge. With the flute, you don't really have to do that now. You kind of come back and do it whenever you want.
That is true. Yeah. The
hook shot.
That's actually pretty big because that will give a lot of items in Death Mountain.
Yeah, you can fly right up to Death Mountain. No dark rooms needed.
So yeah, both runners actually making a really, really good play right here, coming to Eastern, I imagine. And another thing about the fake flippers is they might opt to do that later when obviously they have more rupees and they can actually get something from Zora, and they can't even do like the walk on water stuff because they don't have the moon pearl yet either. So yeah, they can pretty much come back and do that whenever, so they're just probably kind of skipping it right now for more treasures.
Unless Akash knows about dark room, he's out of spaces to check, but he does know about the dark room. Akash is going to run the dark room.
So this dark room isn't terribly hard to navigate through, and if you have like some items, you can kind of use them to kind of pinpoint where you are. I'd say this is probably one of the easier dark rooms to learn first, alongside of the Old Man Cave. Not too long, not too many enemies that can hurt you for that much damage. So
it's also one of the least lucrative ones.
Right, exactly. And yes, the mirror was in Sasharala's hut, and the bottle was in Muldorum Cave, so, yeah. And yes, dark rooms are, by the logic, they are sequence breaks, so, technically, like, the logic kind of assumes that you have the lamp whenever you go into a dark room, so, it is sequence breaking. Not a huge sequence breaking, though, I find, just because, like, if you know dark rooms, you know dark rooms and whatnot.
Alright, nothing going on in the big chest. Unless I'm mistaken, I think you can beat the Armos with the boomerang. It just takes an incredibly long time.
Yes, you can. You can beat the Armos with the boomerang. The problem is they can't get to the Armos Knights because there is one room with red Igors, and they can only be killed by the arrows.
And AkashN off the dark room, the old man.
It's another one that's not, like I said, not too bad. It's a pretty straight shot, and like doing it from the backside, which is what Akash is doing right now, you really just navigate the same screen backwards and forwards. So if you've done it once, you can essentially do it again and just be fine with it.
But again, not a super lucrative one, especially considering you have a flute.
That's true. Yeah. It is nice to kind of get that spawn point, though. So whenever you save and quit, you can just kind of get back there. And then immediately heal from the old man as well.
Alright, Magnon's gonna check out the ice cave. Oh, and Akash, I think, fell somewhere. I just saw the floor marker come up.
Yeah, I think he did. He may have fallen in that pit, like, right in front of the door. There is kind of a trolley pit that's...
Oh, the bow in the ice cavern. It's going to give a big lead to Magnon. Magnon might be heading straight on back to Armos.
And so much for those pedestal bow guesses that we had in chat literally a minute ago. Yeah, the bow's going to be very early today, unfortunately. Ooh, AkashN to be a little careful.
Does have a red potion.
That's true, he does have that. Sometimes those cabbages can kind of combo you pretty fiercely, though, so still should be careful. And yeah, the hookshot doesn't work against effect types, unfortunately.
Oh.
Ooh, how did he do that? Oh, wow.
Wow.
That Tektite was right on top of him.
He'll get some hearts in this room.
Yes, he will. There's 2 hearts right here, and he could even fill up a heart container, maybe, too. I'm not sure where he's standing on heart pieces.
The ice rod.
He does get an ice rod, though.
That's making me think that Turtle Rock's going to be a necessary dungeon.
Yeah, it could be. I haven't seen the Dark World yet, but if it is required, that is a good item to find, because ice rod can literally be anywhere in the game. You only need it for one thing in the game, and that's a boss of a very big dungeon, so it can be anywhere.
Well, it can't be anywhere. It can't be on Trinex.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Silver arrows.
Silvers.
In the Eastern Death Mountain.
Okay, so we have the bow and silvers.
Oh, and the hammer.
And the hammer. Oh, that'll allow him to...
They need selling the Moon Pearl and a lift upgrade to get the Dark World.
Yes, that's correct. They still needs the Moon Pearl, too. The Moon Pearl has also not been found either. But yeah, this acquisition of the hammer, though, is nice. It will allow Akash to actually beat, maybe not full clear Tower of Hera, because we don't know what's in the basement yet, but yeah, this will allow him to actually get one of his crystals done.
At this point, unless either the gloves or Moon Pearl is literally on the tower entrance, the pyramid, it's sure looking like Agony 1's not going to be necessary.
Yeah. Just a heart container on the floating Death Mountain Island.
Oh, Akash opting to skip Spiral Cave for now.
He might do it when he finishes Tower of Hera. It's kind of
well, he can. You're right. You're totally right. He can totally do Tower of Hera right now.
Yeah, that's what I imagine he's gonna do. He's also gonna see what's on the island here. Just a blue rupee, unfortunately.
A little bit of a risk because there's no fire source.
Yeah, there could be an item in the basement, and in that case,
The real fear was the big key being in the basement, but that is not happening.
yeah, so they will be able to beat Moldorm at the very least, and if they're lucky enough, they might be able to find the 2 treasures as they're going up, but we'll have to see about that.
Well, there's one of them. Moon Pearl.
Okay, just need one more item for Dark World access. And yes, that was a vanilla dungeon item too. That is correct, Chet.
It's not a vanilla location. However,
yeah, but still, I mean, it's close enough.
I've seen the Master Sword pulled from the pedestal before. That was the most vanilla item.
I literally, earlier today, had a seed where vanilla Cana Samaria was in its original location.
Spike Cave just having some rupees? That's not Spike Cave, Spiral Cave. Spike Cave won't really have a real means to check.
Akash trying to dance away from these Moldorms right here.
Oh, and Akash with a hook shot, and we get the lift upgrade.
Wow.
He has Dark World access. And
wow, the Tower of Dark World access, I guess.
And he'll be able to just skip that basement room.
That's true, yeah, that basement room is not required.
And Magnon did not go into Tower of Hera.
Ooh, honestly, I feel like that might, yeah.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, that is going to cost him some time, because he'd have to go all the way back up there again just to get to that dungeon, and those 2 items are definitely necessary, so yeah, that's going to cost him some time.
He's really not going to be able to proceed into the dark. He simply will not be able to proceed in Dark World until he gets Hera.
That's true. If anything, like finding some other items could be a bad sign. If he kind of forgets about Hera, he might start getting under the impression that, oh, this might be an Aghanim seed. And that would be completely wrong at this point.
Karnat, Moldorm for Hammer is not too hard. Because the Moldorm's pretty generous with the hitbox.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I actually, these days, find it easier with the hammer than I do the sword, which I know is such a weird thing to say, but, like, I'm just so used to using a hammer on Moldorm that I'm kind of gotten used to it.
Yeah, Moldorm, if you don't know, his hitbox trails him quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. If anything, like, where you take damage from him is the head, so if you kind of stay, like, a little behind him, not too close, you can kind of just, like, stick with his tail and hit him, and then get the 3 easy hits very quick if you're, if you're careful. You still obviously got to be careful, but it is definitely doable.
Of note, Akash still does not have the bow, so they both are missing a really key item location. And Magnon, no, you know what? This wasn't terrible for Magnon. Magnon's climbing around back up the Hera now.
Okay, that is good, and yeah, that is definitely good, and he's going to also go up this way, which will be a little faster now that he has the mirror. And then, yep, Akash is taking the Spiral Cave route on the way down. I imagine after he opens his chest, he's probably going to save and quit and go somewhere else.
Or not. Maybe he wants to fly.
Yeah, he can float.
No, he figured it out.
Oh. Either way, I guess it's about the same time regardless, so...
Back to Mountain Cave? He's just gonna fly. No?
Or not.
Is he gonna do Spike Cave?
Oh, maybe he hasn't seen the inside of Spectacle Rock yet.
Oh,
so he wants to see something there first. And Magnon going straight for Hera. That's a good thing for him to do right now. That'll get him those other Dark World items, and they should be hitting probably the Dark World. Well, Akash will be a little bit ahead, depending on what he does after this, but they should be hitting the Dark World around the same time.
Nothing going on in the inside of Spectacle Rock.
Oh, and yep, he's going to Kakariko Village. Oh yeah, I think he needs to do Sick Kid still, and
Return
after
the
that,
bomb.
probably gonna go straight to Dark World then.
The problem is you definitely can't do Skullwoods. No sword, no fire rod. He does have a way to do Thieves Town, though that's going to be very kind of miserable.
Yeah, I kind of understand what he's thinking, though. A lot of people will opt to check Skullwoods, even if they can't finish it. It's a very quick check, and sometimes you can get both items, like, immediately. And then if it's pendant, you don't have to worry about it, really. And if it's crystal, it's a very quick pop-in when you're in the area.
You can do Thieves Town without a sword and with a hammer. However, blind really stinks.
Yes, blind can be a mess. I'm actually wondering if we'll get a map check here. Not yet, anyway.
And he's just gonna walk in, which is fine. Might as well check these chests anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not making sure more. Look at my keys here.
And the big key now, too, so you can...
So you will likely get... You can try to bomb jump on over and you not succeed. Can't hit him with no sword.
Nah, I think he was just trying to line up, and that guy got in the way, unfortunately.
And the map. And that's some bad news for everybody. That means that... Well, no, he can still check the chest by the Gyptos.
That's
I'll
right.
die here. I'd rather die inside the dungeon than here.
I actually don't know 100% myself, but is that other key that's kind of in the bottom right, like or that bottom chest, is that like always a key?
That is automatically a key.
Okay.
That's to prevent a key lock.
Right.
We have a look. We have Thieves Town is the red pendant, and Path of Darkness the green pendant. Everything else is crystals. And you get a good look at which roll was 5 and 6.
I feel like I'm under that
Just through the hard
impression.
way.
I feel like I was kind of under that impression because I think there was a version, like a recent version, where that was not necessarily the case, and they changed it. So always not really sure about that one chest, I guess.
No, that was in VD26. That's always a key. And the 2 items are going to be on Mothula and the chest before Mothula.
That is unfortunate. So this was unfortunately kind of a waste. I mean, you can't really call it a waste too much because, you know, obviously you're checking for items, which is always a good thing. But when it comes up empty, you always feel like you've just wasted time, unfortunately.
Being told by Noriastra and Trap, the Mire and Swamp were 5-6.
Yes, we did get a map check, and it seems like Pod is also a pendant, and so is Thieves Town as well. So that is our entire pendant and crystal lineup that we have now. And Pod is specifically the green pendant.
Not Swamp, correction. It is the 6th crystal is an Ice Palace.
Oh, did I say Swamp? Oh, okay, sorry,
I said Swamp.
Oh, you did. Okay. just an arrow capacity upgrade in the first chest in Village of Outcasts, or at least in that room anyway.
The C-shaped room had a full heart.
Okay.
Clear mind. Big eyes. I don't actually know how that goes.
Okay, so Magnon gets his items from
a check of Thieves' Town at least. So with no real offensive weapon outside of the hammer and the red pendant being here, I don't know if you're gonna see the whole dungeon.
Maybe not. Some runners will opt to check the first 4 chests, just because there's 4 easy chests you can get right there, and it's not terribly long to get back to that point, and then also, if they do need to complete it at some point, Thieves' Town is relatively easy to get to.
With where the pendants are, the pedestal is very much in play.
Yeah, definitely. When you have a Light World dungeon and then 2 early, well, semi-early Dark World dungeons, yeah, it's definitely in play. Turtle Rock has a lot of item requirements, so there could be something in there.
Especially when Thieves' Town is one of them which has virtually no item requirements.
Yeah, exactly.
Magnon opting to instead head through North Dark World. He's going to do a check of the graveyard zone.
I find this cave has always had something. Like,
Really? Because I found this cave has never had anything.
I know, it's so weird. Like, my last several seeds, there's always some in
Oh, that's something. Great.
It's something, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Magnon's not checking the back of the graveyard unless he's already checked that and I missed it.
Oh no, he just did that. That's where he found
No, I mean the back of the escape, I should say.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was actually wondering that just now too, because yeah, he has the meds, or the power glove, and he can just easily mirror there, so yeah. Yeah, looks like he's gonna have to dig pretty deep into Thieves' Town to find something, and at this point he may just opt to just try and kill Blind with all the progress he has made in this so far.
Yeah, it's just real tough to do that with a hammer and only a hammer.
It is, but he's probably thinking, I do have that red potion. I can use that just in case things get a little hairy, and yeah, that's probably what he's thinking anyway. It is going to be a tough fight, though. You aren't wrong there.
Magnon getting a pretty big break in the chest game, getting 100 rupees on top of his item.
Wow.
Still a compass to be found.
Which means I believe there are still 2 items left in here.
Yep, and that means that Blind will have an item.
Literally had to go to the very end just to see what this place had, and I mean that it could play out. Again, like you said, Thieves' Town doesn't have too many requirements. This is literally the only one, the hammer for this. Not with that chest anyway.
always dangerous option going back that way.
Okay, here we go, guys. Hammer blind fight.
This would be impressive if this was pulled off. Ah, really good start for Akash.
Yeah, good start, good first phase.
Alright, let's see if he can get this without using a potion. Yeah, he's not even gonna try too hard. Yeah.
He was thinking about it for a minute. He was like, I could get lucky, but...
That's a smart play.
Yeah, definitely. I think he has.
Well, he's gonna lie at the end. Alright,
and there we go.
Really good work of blind, but for a whole lot of nothing, unless this winds up being a pedestal seed.
Yeah, and that's something you also kind of have to think about. You can't think too much of, I just wasted my time doing this whole dungeon, because yeah, the pedestal is still very much in play, and it's better to kind of take care of that now as opposed to having to go back in there for a double dip later.
It's not a particularly long dungeon either.
Yeah, definitely not. Even if you opted to just kind of not worry about the blind fight now and just take blind there and then mirror out, that honestly wouldn't be a terrible play either, but I can understand going for it. He had a whole row of hearts and that potion, so may as well do that now.
This has been an incredibly stingy seed.
It really has. We've gotten a few items here and there, but yeah, like that entire middle section of that tracker is missing at this time.
Getting the ice rod and 2 boomerangs is not super helpful.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking more of the bow and hook shot, but even Akash doesn't have the bow yet, so...
No swords, no lamp, no fire source, no canes, no boots, no flippers yet.
Yeah, where are all the goodies? Maybe in here. Maybe in the old established hype cave because of the number of items that are in here.
Oh, flippers.
There's something.
And a bunch of nothing else. So the flippers are in there. That's something.
Yeah, flippers. They could have done it with a sequence break with the flippers, but this will allow not having to worry about setting that up, and they're actually following the logic right now.
Swamp right now.
Yeah, they could. They have all the
absolutely
items.
do Swamp Palace right now, and I think they should because that's what the seed's telling them to do.
Yeah, version 26 definitely seems to have kind of a follow the breadcrumbs type of feel to it. When you get all the items to go to a dungeon, it is honestly a good idea to go to that dungeon because it might have further progression into the seed. Just some money on the actual island.
Akash right okay.
So one thing that would really help Akash right here is before going to swim, going over to that ice cave so he can pick up his bow.
Yeah, it's just another Akash that can do it there again. I think Akash is heading straight for swamp.
Yeah, I think you are correct. Yeah, it looks like he is doing that. Meanwhile, Magnon just taking the remaining of the hobo's savings under the bridge. And Magnon is actually done with his Flipper's searching right now. I think he's gonna go over here and check on what's on that pyramid.
Yeah, I actually what I think he's doing. He's gonna check the pyramid. He's gonna check catfish and then warp back out to.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Source.
That's a really good routing decision.
I think they're both good routing decisions. That swamp has a lot of locations. If you can get the swamp early, there's a really good chance you're gonna have something there.
Yeah, it does have 6 possibilities for items, and that is a lot of items. But
and if it's required, why not?
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those very long and drawn out Argus fights, though, if they do not find.
Oh, with 2 swords actually. It's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I guess with normal sword, it's not much different. But...
This will be a menu. This will be the menu boss.
Yep.
Not impossible to find 2 swords in here, but not terribly likely.
Yeah, like I said, there's 6 items, but you also have to keep in mind that it's also 6 more chances for items like rupees to be involved too, so it's kind of you just kind of have to really feel like it has something before you make the call on swamp, because there's a huge difference between, in terms of time, between go moding it and full clearing it.
Alright, Magnon's gonna head up to Skinny Ferry. Get a whole lot of nothing for a show.
Then he's gonna make the play to see what's up here in Sora's domain. Has just enough rubies to get that done.
On the ledge is nothing, 20 rupees.
We've seen a lot of those 20 rupee items, but chances are they probably haven't even found half of them yet. There are a lot of them in this game.
Pouring little bombs in the south room of swamp.
Okay, Zora, what do you got for us?
Zora has a life
another
lesson.
One!
Don't trust big fish. Is the life lesson.
I guess not, yeah. Akash doing the right thing here and not flooding the key, which is something that many runners, even experienced runners, accidentally do from time to time. It's very frustrating when it happens, but if you flood that key with the switch before you get the key, you'll have to leave the dungeon, do a screen transition, and then come back in.
I have done that.
It's a terrible feeling. Probably one of the worst feelings.
Unless something winds up in this dungeon, I think Magnon is... What is Magnon doing?
He is doing the escape section right now, trying to find that...
The dark part, huh?
Yeah.
That's a rough dark room.
It is. Thankfully, though, he did find the rat with the key, and the rest of it's not too bad. If you generally know where the doorways are, you can get through these next rooms pretty quickly. It is always fun to see when you don't have like a sword upgrade, just seeing how some runners will navigate certain dark rooms. Some will use boomerang, some will use hook shot.
It's just one stingy seed.
Yeah, it really is. They've given out a lot of rupees now in the forms of 20s, but they're not really looking for rupees anymore.
I think of where else. You can't even get the pedestal right now because no, they would want you to have a light source for Palace Darkness, and
Yeah, that's true.
no way into desert right now. not without a lift upgrade or a book.
That's true. So that is. Oh, okay. Cash remembering is and have the.
Magnon is now hitting the swamp.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what exactly they have left to check after all of this, because it really can't be too much.
Check a bunch of pod. Even without dark rooms, you can check a bunch of pod.
Yeah, that's true.
You can check. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think pod.
You
would
can't
be
walk
the
in the Ice
play.
Palace. You can't really get to. You cannot get to Mire or Turtle Rock.
There's the
Oh,
lamp.
lamp. Mm.
Okay, so yeah, I think pod is looking like the right play now. Assuming he doesn't find anything else in here anyway.
I think you may find fire on the pedestal.
Or
Oh,
right
that's the fire
there.
right here. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a pedestal, the waterfall room and swamp, they're all the same, really, I guess.
Volunteer luck here. Argus has the big key. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not a terrible trek back. All the water puzzles are already solved, as long as you don't leave the screen accidentally. But, yeah.
I don't know if he got 6 items. I don't think he did. Oh, no, he didn't know. Oh, no. Yeah, he's gonna leave that item.
Yeah, there's one more item in there.
Yep, you can finish up Skullwood right now with Fire Rod, especially with Pathfinder. Nope, no you cannot. You need a sword. I learned that the hard way last night.
Yeah, that's right. So chat's saying that every time we mention an item, it's gonna appear. So
Alright, I'm gonna say big key right now.
well, yeah, I was more so gonna say that. Okay, we're gonna go for probably the Titan's Mitt in the big chest. That way, it's kind of if they decide to gamble on that last item being nothing, then that will be a major point of contention.
Oh, and Akash doesn't actually have a bow for Silver Island, so this is gonna be a little hard.
Oh yeah, that's right. Using Fire Rod, which honestly, Fire Rod's not a terrible
No,
strat for
it's
this.
gonna take a couple extra hits, that's all. There.
So we'll see if he decides to come back in.
Absolutely.
Yep, there we go.
Alright, show me a sword here, get your video game.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a sword being there too, because yeah, it means you had to do all that menuing for Argus. And the verdict is
Money.
ah. Okay, so will he stop at Ice Cave before Pod? We know that would be a very good call, but will that happen?
What is he doing?
Did he... I want to say he did check this stuff up here already, but I
Behind
don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Hive Cave, I'm thinking more of like the Haunted Grove and...
Yes, he did. He's
Okay.
gonna walk the pod. It's an interesting decision. You could just warp to 5 and kind of be there. No. What he wants to do is the same thing Magnon did earlier. Pyramid to Catfish to Zora, and he's about to be very disappointed.
Hopefully, maybe he stops over at Ice Cave too along the way.
I don't think he will.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did go straight to Swamp after Hype Cave. Yeah, that's right. Magnon's the one that did that.
Yep. When I say saying entrance, it's the entrance to the Dark World. It's the pyramid. The pyramid.
It's the entrance to Dark World and technically the exit if you want to count the end game as your adventure ends there anyway.
Yeah, this is what like killed AkashN in the game, is that he did not check Ice Cave. And they may be checking for a lot of other locations before he goes back.
Yeah, well, hopefully, and he's gonna pick up a potion too, which is probably a good call.
Well,
but yeah.
I'll pick the blue potion. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's probably the best
Okay,
bet.
yeah, I can see that.
It shouldn't be too hard to get 10 rupees, but I've done that before too, and sometimes they just decide to be mean.
Yeah, that's true. It's, better to not take your chances. You do get a lot of 20s up here, though, from what we saw earlier, I guess, but yeah. Better be safe than sorry. Yeah, chat, cost is definitely a thing, especially when you're going to a place where you're saving all of your rupees for at the very beginning of a game, so...
You also want the green potion in case you just eat it on Mothula for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could be thinking that, well, I might have to do a very long Mothula fight with no sword, so I may as well be ready for that if that does come to happen.
Oh, it's also made me thinking that he needs a little bit more money because remember, you do need 110 rupees to get into Pod.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I almost always forget about that. Yeah, you do need those rupees for Pod as well. He'll have literally just enough. I think he'll get, he'll get 20 extra from King Zora up here, but yeah. Literally at 610, the exact amount right now.
If you desperately need it, there's another 20 rupees on that.
That's true.
Magnon opted to back out with the big chest before doing Argus, I believe. Oh no, get the run!
Oh, yeah.
Get the money! Oh, that's actually exactly enough, so... Why would you leave that 20 and go for this one?
Maybe he didn't want to go for either and just forgot that that one was a 20 or something. But yeah, he didn't get the big chest earlier.
Oh, no, you're right.
He got the big, yeah. It happens, But yeah, Argus had the big two.
Good 8.
Looks like he's going to Mothula first, which he did buy that green potion for, so...
Oh no, you're right.
Oh!
We're forgetting that. He doesn't have a sword.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man, I don't think he realizes that.
Yeah, there is a chance he can find one, but it's highly
There's
unlikely.
one chest. There's one item.
Highly unlikely, but if he does, that'd be really good. If he sees that, he might have a sigh of relief, like, oh, right, I needed that. Magna, I'm definitely very interested in what's going to pay off for
rooting
Magnon
for a sword.
right now.
Yeah, but one of the items is also sword locked. Noriastra.
Yeah, I believe both. Yeah, I believe both items were
No,
still.
there are no items picked up yet from Skullwoods. The items are on the chassis for Mothula and Mothula.
Yeah, so both items are still in play. So. Literally got every single possible dungeon item before handed out any items in this one.
Yes, Magnon can absolutely finish Eastern. Magnon, I think, about to take a fairly big lead.
Yeah, there's really, really good chances for stuff to be in here, and he can also finish this dungeon as well. It's a pendant, but
Eastern, which is not. No, Eastern is a crystal.
Yeah, he will need to finish Eastern too. But...
So. Sword. Be a sword.
Sword.
Be a sword.
Bombos. I mean, it's something, but...
No, he doesn't know.
Doesn't know or just forgot, which again happens.
Remember, or he doesn't know.
We're gonna be seeing... We won't be seeing any frustration slashes, but we will be seeing some frustration punches, maybe.
Oh no, this is... I did this last night, by the way, in my run.
Oh.
And it worked out in my favor because a really important progression item was in the chest right before it.
Here it is.
Here it is. He just realizes it.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Maybe not from that situation, but from many others. Drowning the key, forgetting an extra key for Ganon's Tower, just so many things like that happen, and it's just really, really annoying when it does. Thankfully, he will get the bow here, though.
Yes, finally. That horrible pause as you go, oh no. Oh, please don't get eaten by crabs or something.
Crab did tag him before he went in there, though.
And your bow.
There it is. Okay, so he's more than likely going to be heading over to the same place Magnon's at right now.
Eastern thing.
After,
no yet.
Yeah, he hasn't done that. That's true.
Magnon making short work of the Armos and getting the boots. Ooh, that pedestal's looking more and more likely.
Yeah, it's looking like it could be. We'll see.
Okay, he comes up next with the book or the or lift upgrade. What if this was swords in the pedestal?
This would be the place to find that, because I think, yeah, that's really all they got at this point. Well, actually, they can go. No, they can't. They don't have. No, I was going to say Ice Palace. No, they need the mitts for that too. Dang. Yeah, this is like the only place where they can get stuff right now.
Yeah, a sword.
Their sword.
Their sword.
Because that was an item, and thankfully, Akash got his bow. Everything on this route is bow locked, because you have to beat these mimics to get the progression. But thankfully, they both have the bow, so that should not be a problem.
Silver arrows will really not be a problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. Silver is being one of those items where even if you get them without the bow, it's like, at least I have something to look forward to when I get the bow.
All I think about is at least I won't have to try to do Ganon without the silver arrows.
That too, obviously. Yeah, almost getting that first sword almost an hour. It'll be around the hour mark when Akash gets it. Man, sometimes that happens in open mode though. Sometimes it takes that long for a sword to appear.
Alright, Mac, they're both in Palace of Darkness. Akash not gonna have the luxury of boots, unfortunately.
There are a couple of long hallways too, where the boots can be kind of helpful here. Especially that conveyor belt room. Yeah, thank you, Buckshot, reminding us that Magnon, if this is a pedestal seed, Magnon has not cleared Thieves Town, so that could be
I think that's
shift
the
in the
only
lead.
real hope for Akash right now, outside of just execution issues by other players, but I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, but you also have to keep in mind that when they do eventually get the remits, there will be a lot of stuff open, so honestly it could just depend on how an individual decides to route. If, like, again, it'll come down to what they find on their own separate path, because it does really open a lot. Dropping a bomb on that chest
Well,
instead of opening it.
chest. And the big key filing.
So far, though, aside from that sword, not a lot has appeared yet in the pod, but there are still 4 locations left. A lot of stuff actually needs Titansmiths. You need that to get into Ice Palace, you need that to get into the Misery Mire area, Turtle Rock, Dark Death Mountain in general.
Yeah, it's the pendant dungeons do not need the Titansmiths.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Magnon is opting to finish this dungeon. There is
Green
one
pendant,
item
green
left.
pendant, and you're here. Why not?
That's true, it is green pendant, and there is one item left too, so it's definitely a good call, and Sashral is not too far from here too, so it's a very quick check after that, so... Yeah, this seemed like they, Magnon did find a red shield. I find red shields actually pretty helpful, and it will be for him since he hasn't done it yet, but that can actually be kind of helpful during the blind fight.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with turtles.
Those turtles can be annoying, especially when you have just the normal level 1 sword, because it takes so many hits to kill them. You have to kind of use double hammer to get rid of them. Okay, so we have the Helmasaur fight. I imagine he's probably going to use the 1 silver arrow required for the second phase.
Didn't think about that.
Oh, and that looks like a perfect setup too, because he's getting ready to do his tail attack. Okay, so aside from that sword upgrade, and maybe something that could come from the pendant here, not a lot of progression here.
The sword was a pretty big deal.
That's true. I mean, it is. That will allow Skull Woods to be completed now, so there's still an item there we have to see, so...
Oh, the Tarantula. There's still a chance. There's really only one or two chances for the pedestal necessary. That is, if it has either the item or the item that leads to the cane or a required medallion.
Yeah, pedestal is looking. Well, I mean, yeah, it could still have something. The dream is definitely not dead. Just a lot has opened up now that he has that item. And there's Master Sword.
Blue Sword, so that is all the required sword upgrades at least.
Mm-hmm. Master Sword Ganon is pretty difficult, but, you know, it's more manageable with Master Sword with silvers as opposed to without silvers, so if they have to do that, they could be covered for sword upgrades for right now, but I'm sure they're definitely going to want another one. They do get the red mail, though. Have some tiered items in these 2 locations right there.
I don't strictly love the play for Death Mountain here.
I personally like it because it gives them the intel on Turtle Rock and what's there, and they can pretty much, well, I guess they can't check the tablet or Spike Cave at this point. I mean,
they could check Spike Cave for potions.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. That's just not really that ideal at the moment.
I'd rather be either not checking this at all or checking this on the way up to Turtle Rock. I would say do Kakariko, do South Kakariko right now.
Okay. I can definitely understand that play too. I just really value intel when it comes to running randomizer. It's always good to know when you're in go mode as opposed to kind of thinking I might be. Should I take this gamble on it? So it's valuable to have just in case.
No, if you had a cane, I would agree with you more. You can't even go into step 1.
Yeah, I guess. I definitely see your point there too, for sure.
Now, if this winds up being the cane, then, by God, okay, he doesn't have the Bombos tablet yet.
Yeah, but
he has to go into Skull Woods to get it. That makes us even more curious, actually.
That's true, yeah.
With no medallions. You're definitely not going into Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
And nothing going on here. And he's now pretty much, I'm just going to try spiking out of places to go. He's done Spiral, hasn't he?
I believe so, yeah, I think both of them did it.
Oh, he's leaving.
Yeah. Okay, I think he's gonna get his Bombos medallion, it looks like.
And see whatever else Mossula has.
Yeah. If it's Kane, he'd be in a really, really good shape right now. Don't know Meyer yet, but it'd be good. Okay, Akash finishing up the Armos Knights. He's gonna grab his boots and run right out of there. And he has that portal right. He's gonna try to.
Oh, that's the way around it. Yep.
I did not know that is a thing. Actually, that's really cool.
And he's gonna get his lift upgrade from Shashwala.
Alright, now let's go lift some things. Oh, and we're gonna see the Meyer check now, too.
I don't disagree. You have silver arrows that makes Vitreous kind of trivial.
Yeah.
Bombos too?
Bombos as well!
Alright.
So literally, I mean, obviously, like, both runners need to have all the items individually, but, like, we know, like, Kane, as far as we know, is gonna be the Go Mode item.
Yes. I think as far as we know, Kane is the Go Mode item. Now, whether you need to get items like, to get to Kane is a different story.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, once that Kane is found, that should be a straight shot to the end. Once they have all those individual items, anyway.
Kane's the important item. Where is Phantom Ryu when you need him? Akash.
I don't think he's checked Aghanim yet. Aghanim.
Yes, he has.
Are you sure? I thought it was Magnon that did that. I know it has been checked, but yeah, I thought it was Magnon that did that.
I could have sworn he did. I guess not. Oh, well.
Yeah. So if I were Akash, I'd definitely check into Desert right now. It's a very quick location, and it could have that one item he's looking for, but he's going to go to Death Mountain instead.
He would have to report back to 6 at that point.
Yeah, well, I know that, but, like, it's still right there. But I guess he also is a fan of getting the intel for the different locations.
Yeah, the problem is that he's going to be real upset with himself when he sees that he could have just gone in if he got the heavy cane ready. Magnon gonna do south those routes, I guess.
Yeah, that looks like what he's doing.
With the flute that makes little Zelda 1 there. That makes it very, very easy to get the lunchbox down to the guy.
Yeah. Since he doesn't have the book yet, he won't have to really worry about going back to the Dark World portal, just so he can also check the tablet there, so...
Thanks, nothing.
Okay, so Akash now knows that the one medallion that he has is all he needs, medallion-wise, to finish this game.
There it is, the cane.
Oh,
That
cane
cane-
at the...
Magnon17 is, in fact, in go mode.
Yes, that's right. Even with that sword upgrade that he has, he's in go mode too, because yeah, you can't complete it with the fighter sword, so Akash would also need to get that one sword upgrade that's in the Royal Tomb, but
This would take a fairly large collapse for Magnon at this point.
I
Lose this.
Yeah, because now he definitely won't have to go back into Thieves, and Akash already full cleared that, so yeah, he's gonna be able to just like go through the rest of this.
Magnon, Frieder's going to ice. I guess he's not. Oh no, he doesn't realize he's in go mode because he hasn't seen this yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
He'll realize it in about a moment.
Maybe do a little victory slash too. No, okay, no victory slash, but I'm sure he's very relieved to see that Bombos medallion there.
Because now he knows he's in go mode.
And then he can go mode ice. If you find the big key early in Mire, it's a very quick dungeon, but sometimes looking for that big key can be a bit of a scavenger hunt. So yeah, very nice position he's in right now.
I say you're here, go do it.
For sure. But that go mode Ice Palace is probably looking very, very nice to him right now.
Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game, whether you do Ice Palace and go mode or not. Maristra says, "Bro, probably look for Tempered Sword, though." I don't disagree, but I don't think he's going to do it in places that will take any more amount of time to look for it.
Yeah, like if there's maybe...
You're going to walk by a chest. He's not going to walk by chests, but he's going to not going to do go mode Ice Palace.
Yeah. This position, yeah, I would go mode Ice Palace. That, like you said, if there's a chest in the same room as he's going to the end, yeah, probably good idea to check it just in case. Because yeah, if you get that sword, it will make up a lot of time. But yeah, like otherwise, wouldn't want to go out of the way for just chests you don't need.
That is a big key right away.
Well, okay, to the boss. Let's do this.
So the boss might have... Remember, bosses can have items. If you really are hurting for a Tempered Sword, and Akash having magic problems.
And there's also a really heavy volume location for item at the very end of the game.
Yeah, it's
at Cannon's Tower. So
Cannon's Tower has 22 chests.
Pretty good chance you could find something in there too, find a sword upgrade.
But it's not like doing, especially with half magic and 3 bottles, it's not like doing, and the flute, so you can just refill quickly. Doing that,
for sure.
But with silvers and Master Sword is not the end of the world. You can throw your cape on.
It's not.
Well, we don't have a cape. Ooh.
Yeah, it'll definitely still be difficult and probably really, really slow because the thing with doing Ganon with just Master Sword is you can only use the spin slashes to actually get the damage in on him. So, and it just takes a lot longer than like just slashing normally. So,
Akash going to ice, if I had to guess, even though he doesn't know he's in go mode, because he doesn't have a blue sword yet, he's going to probably treat it like he is in go mode, just because there's, again, Gregor's got a sword almost everywhere else.
Yeah.
I only get full clear ice. I don't think there's any reason to. Oh no, he still doesn't know. He doesn't have the king.
Yeah, he doesn't have the king yet.
I don't know. So we have that dungeon to pick.
It is, but I can also I can kind of see him using just the general how the logic tends to stack items towards dungeons in version 26. That's probably the impression he's under right now. Well, since Ice Palace is fully available to me right now, there's a good chance that the item I need could be in there. So I can see him making this.
100%. I'm trying to remember where the king was found.
Blacksmith.
Yep. Thank you.
You thought they were working on swords this whole time. No, they were crafting the Cane of Samaria.
Alright, Magnon certainly doing good with Ice Palace.
Okay, so we're gonna see the first of the Ice Palace bomb jumps here.
Ice Palace bomb jump. Now here's my question: does he use the sword to gauge it? Because that's not the same sword. Nope, he uses.
Well,
very good.
Either he knew it for the sword upgrades, or he used sprite height or something. But yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, I've done that before. Oh. It's yeah. And now he's just thinking, I already cleared this, why do I have to do it again? I think that's good. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's really a good skill to pick up to learn how to do it with the feet.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of ways you can do that. I personally like using sprite height myself, but it can be really hard, especially in Randomizer if you like switching between sprites a lot. Just because like there's some sprites that are really short.
I refuse to change sprites because I use the sprite to
yeah.
figure out the bomb jump.
The Kirby sprite being a big example of just a huge difference in terms of the height of the sprites.
Well, Magnon getting eaten up by the bomb jump. Akash not going to the boss?
No, he's he's looking for the cane, so
back in.
There. Okay, Magnon got it too. Almost hugging the fire bar a little too closely there, but he made it just fine. See, there's like one of the chests right there. That's honestly not too bad to check while you're going down, because you just have to kill those 2 ice golems and it pops right up right there. And yeah, this right here is just an example of the difference between go-moding this place and then not go-moding it, because Magnon, despite entering Ice Palace a couple of minutes and having a little trouble with the bomb jump, is already at the boss and is almost ready to leave, while Akash is still kind of looking for the remaining 2 chests, so yeah, definitely very fortunate for Magnon that he found that cane when he did.
Not the cold stare. Not too hard with half magic. A little bit of problems. Hit those with a fairy, I believe.
Yeah, Fire Rod's generally pretty good against Cold Stare, just because it can sometimes do splash damage against the other ones.
He was checked because he was an F a heart there.
Yeah. Good thing he still had that red potion, too.
Yep. Didn't need it.
Still, though, better be safe than sorry. Sometimes your mood can shift dramatically just knowing at what your health you're at.
On to Turtle Rock. Magnon has opened up a very, very big lead.
Yes, definitely. The lead came down to that cane for sure. Like, Akash is going to be checking a lot of other places probably before he ends up going back there. Actually, he may not have that much left. Yeah, they've been covering Overworld pretty well, I think.
Pretty much, you can't do Meyer and you can't do Turtle Rock, so yeah, he's gonna have to go to the Overworld spot soon.
For his sake, I kind of hope, and again, like I mentioned this even before, like I had a seed earlier today where Kane was in Misery Mire, and I'm still wondering if he's under that dungeon mindset. There is a possibility he could check Mire before he actually checks the place that we know he needs to go to.
I always do that with my ladder dashes. It seems like beelines to the nearest ledge, and that's that.
Yeah. Okay, so he is fluting, and he is gonna flute to... He's fluting to Link's house. Oh, he is actually gonna check Escape. He's I don't think either runner has checked this from my... No. I don't think either runner has checked this. Maybe Magnon did. Unfortunately, as we know, it's not gonna really lead him to anything, because we need him to go to the blacksmith, which is where that Can of Samaria is, and also it would be really good if he heads over to the to the Royal Tomb as well, because that is where he'll get a Master Sword. But Magnon is in Turtle Rock. He is going to check the first chest here, and here we got the cape. Okay, that is actually a really good item. We talked about this a little bit before, but with the cape, that will allow him to kind of get up close and personal with Ganon a little bit, especially with that half magic. So getting through that second phase of the Ganon fight, and even probably a bit of the first phase, would be really, really nice. So that is a very good item to find this early in Turtle Rock, or just in general as you're heading to the end of the game in Go mode. Fortunately, it does not seem like the escape gamble here is paying off very much. Thankfully, though, with the Fire Rod, the Ball and Chain Guard goes down really, really quickly. Oh, and he mirrors out before he checks the chest. Oh, he's gonna go all the way back now. That's unfortunate. have a feeling he's kind of just in this trigger happy mode where he's like, okay, let's do this and get out of here, and then he just had a mind slip where he just pressed the button in the wrong order, and then yeah, that happened.
Akash heading back towards the escape. It's gonna put him even further behind.
Yeah, he also accidentally mirrored when he was already at the chest in Zelda's cell.
Oh man.
So yeah, he had to make a second trip through escape in addition to that.
Well, I guess you should just cop to it now. I had to step away to use the facilities, so thank you for the update.
No problem. Magnon did find the cape, though, in Turtle Rock, which, pretty big find, especially he has to do a...
Yeah, that makes Sorgan much easier.
Okay, unfortunately just a piece of heart. And, oh, yeah, he's gonna check the, sewer chest as well.
As somebody who thinks he's behind all the time, Noriastra, you don't tend to do rage slashes when you make mistakes. You tend to just try to very quickly move to the next thing. It's probably actually worse that you don't do rage slashes, because at least rage slashes can get it out of your system.
Rage slashes are better than what I do, where I just straight up use the Quake Medallion. That wastes way more time, so at least he's doing something better than what I would do in this situation.
Well, the worst thing you can do is actually stay on tilt and just make more mistakes.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
You go check the Member Cave?
Nah. Yeah, it's not terribly long to check that, but yeah, at this point, I wouldn't. There have been so many matches in both tournaments that have come down just a relatively small time gap, and you don't want any of that time to go to waste.
In this tournament, which I think is the only time I'm ever going to see that live.
Okay, Akash going back to Death Mountain now. Oh, probably for the... Yeah, never mind. Just for the quick heal on the flute.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, he's gonna check Meyer. Or maybe Desert too.
He's gonna check Desert. He might think that the cane is on... you know what? If it were me, I would be thinking at this point, my only hope is that the cane is on the pedestal.
That's yeah. He could be under that mindset too.
Whoa, Magnon gonna head to the laser bridge. Oh,
He could also safety.
The escape valve.
Yeah, Master Sword and Fighter Sword, obviously, Trinex can be a bit tough. To do like maximum damage at this point, you're gonna need to use the hammer instead of sword slashes, and getting that close to Trinex is kind of scary.
Suiko Bodge asked where was Kane. Kane was on the blacksmiths.
Yep, the blacksmiths have the cane. And the other sword upgrade that Magnon has that Akash does not is... Oh, well, he has a second sword upgrade. Tempered is on the laser bridge.
Oh, he is Tempered in the laser bridge. He is in very much go mode now.
Yeah, for sure.
He does not need another item.
Definitely not.
Magic Powder in Desert.
Really good safety. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be closing up any gaps. Yeah. And yeah, as I was saying, the other sword upgrade is in the Royal Tomb of the King.
No, I understand this play. I've made... Oh, the other sword is in Desert Palace. All right.
So we know where all four sword upgrades are. That's kind of cool.
I would say Magnon is almost certainly not getting the fourth sword upgrade.
Yeah, definitely not. He's not gonna go back to Desert anytime soon.
This is an observation that I constantly miss. For whatever reason, in this version of Zelda, you can't pause the game when something's exploding, so you want to have the fire rod out before you get the last hit on the ice rod head.
Yeah, and do you see what Akash is doing right now?
Akash is gonna go into Mire without the King of Samaria. He must know he still has overall spots to check.
I honestly think he does know that he has overworld. It's just, again, version 26, so many things in dungeons. It's just, that's gotta be what he's kind of thinking of right now, because...
Yeah, well done, try next fight by Magnon. Hey, as we head towards Ganon's Tower, we have our fun tradition here during the fall tournament. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. I want you to either name the specific room or what number chest the big key will be. I say 1, as always.
And I'm going to say, before all the answers of 22 start popping up in chat, consider ice armors. I mean, I know it's not the trolliest location, it's the most out-of-the-way location.
Location.
Yeah, think of the ice armors chest. Don't just put 22 in there.
I let you put it in a specific room. You can say ice armors.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, a lot of people put randomizer room or bomb.
But I guess if you must vote tile room, go ahead, but...
Or tile room is another favorite one.
Yeah, that's... especially in this tournament, I see tile room listed all the time. That, or if it's a bootless kind of scene, a lot of people will say Bob's Torch as well.
I'm going to get chest number 1 one day. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I believe in you. I think it will happen one day, too.
Watch me somehow be calling the finals in the secondary tournament, and that's where it is.
Okay, well, that's something. That's something you'll always remember, that it happened in the finals, so...
I don't think I'll be calling the finals.
Okay, but we did get the Cane of Brian in the Ganon's Tower in one of the first 2 chests. At this point, don't really see that coming into play at all, but it's there. Oh, it was for Akash? My bad.
Yes, Akash found the Cane of Burna. Here's the shovel.
My bad, guys. But yeah, the Cane of Brian was found.
Okay, nothing through the first 6 chests. Left side. Oh, Quake on Bob. That is Bob, right?
Bob's Torch, yeah.
Yeah.
Why
is it called Bob's Torch?
The explanation of that is whenever you run into that and it has a key, if you take the key, the anti-fairies in a future room will look like really kind of glitched up.
I got it.
Yeah, so that's Bob.
I see.
That guy in that room is Bob.
And the other medallion, Ether. That's through 10.
Oh, it's when you don't take what's on that torch. Okay, got it. Regardless, it's linked with that specific item on the torch.
It's 11. This is number 11 coming up, I believe. Nope. No, that was 12. You're right.
Yes,
I forgot the count torch.
Yeah, that is 12.
Your ice armor is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I like guessing Ice Armos just because it's kind of a... You have to work your way there, and it's also kind of a sigh of relief, too, that's like, okay, good, I don't have to check Tile Room. But you still have to go kind of out of your way to get to it.
Here's Randomizer.
I'm actually one.
Yeah, Randomizer.
There it is. Okay.
Number 14.
Okay, so he is going to be on his way up to fight Aghanim and then fight Ganon. Meanwhile, Akash still looking for that cane. Unfortunately, I think after this, after that bug net, I think it's time to start looking for that cane elsewhere. Maybe, maybe consider. He might consider pedestal too. I don't know.
He's got the Dines. Oh no, did he not beat the Lamels? He did, right?
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he finished it. I think he just got the item.
Oh, he just. Oh, I see. Well,
but now he's kind of
gonna
thinking.
do it now.
Yeah, he's thinking, before I leave this area, I may as well do this, which I understand. It's just, again, one of those situations where we know where the item he's looking for is, so it's not necessarily a bad call, it's just the wrong call.
I've done this in a match when I knew that me and my competitor were both eliminated already, where I just decided if it's not way out of the way to do pedestal, I'm just absolutely doing pedestal no matter what. It's for fun.
Yeah. Because sometimes, like, you would be surprised just kind of heading for that pedestal and just kind of going for it. That could make the difference in a race, because sometimes players just don't want to check and they just don't want to believe that it's actually there.
Like making pretty quick work of this dollar. Magnon, Mike.
Yeah, doing very good work with this. I do absolutely hate this room, though, with the gauntlets. Just as Akash finishes Lomnos, Magnon is about to fight Lomnos.
Ammo 2? Yep.
So I imagine at this point Akash is going to check the pedestal, see what that is, and then start making his way south through Kakariko, and that's probably when he's going to finally opt to check the blacksmiths.
I know silvers is the best way to hit these, but I still hate hitting these things with silvers. They're real annoying.
Yeah, they are. I feel like Fire Rod is the ultimate way to doing this, just because you get two really fast bursts really quickly. Plus, you have that little bit of lag that you have with silvers, which kind of slows it down and just kind of makes it a little harder to hit the one this way.
It would be even worse if the mushroom was on this, or if, like...
Ooh. Yeah.
The Baytex in another location. Normally I would now ask, what do you think is the validation chest, but I think at this point it can only really be kind of garbage.
How about book on pedestal? I'm gonna call
No,
that right now.
Book was in, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right, my bad.
Piece of heart.
Just really wanted to create a clip where I said that at the last second. No, this it's just right there. Just a piece of heart, though.
You just walk through the door here. Hey, that's actually pretty helpful.
Ooh, mirror shield.
The piece of heart refill was nice. He must have known he had 3.
Yeah. It's always good to get that near the end of Ganon's tower.
Like his magic refill. He's still checking chests. You know what? He might want the Butter Sword, and again, why not?
Yeah, Butter Sword would really only make a difference in the first 2 phases of Ganon, but it's still still helpful to have a few seconds cut off your time.
I still don't understand why people do that on Moldorm 2. You don't, if you have the temperature above, don't spin attack. It's okay. Just hit him. It's gonna take 3 hits. You've already taken way longer than the 3 hits would have taken.
Okay, Moldorm 2 is down.
Yes, Buckshot, that is true. We know he won't find Butler here, but he does not.
Yeah, he does not know that.
Yeah, with tempered to spin a slash, with butter, it's I think 1 spin or 2 slashes will do. I'd still say, because of the trouble with holding your sword out against the mole, just 3 slashes is probably faster. Oh, that's right, yes, there's butter, don't do anything extra.
Ooh, that was a really good setup for the first two.
Very, very good setup.
Unfortunately, like, it's not going to be a 2-cycle because yeah, he used the blue energy sphere attack for the second phase or second round. Still though, getting a triple is always nice for this fight.
Magnon, considering how this seed started off, is about to be a very, very happy person. It's going to be a very, very good time for the seed.
Yeah, and Akash gonna get his tempered sword.
Still, he went to do Northern.
Yeah, looks like he went to do that before.
Group 3. Group 3. There we go.
He is back in the village though, so.
No, what? Oh, that's right. He's got to go to the Dark World.
Okay, Magnon should definitely be in phase 3 now. Yes, he is. Okay, he is not far from being done here.
Full 3 dungeon lead. Torch glitch.
And it looks like at this point, right as he gets the Canis Maria, Magnon should theoretically be finishing up his run.
Yeah, he'll be in the go mode, but again, he'll have to do pretty much all of Meyer, all of Turtle Rock, and all of Gans Tower.
Well, not all of it. He did technically clear out Meyer, and he already has the big key, so that'll be very quick to go back in. But yeah, he does have a considerable distance for sure.
So that's randomizer. One decision can mean a half an hour of difference.
Yeah, literally, and looks like what I said is gonna happen right here. Oh my god, it's gonna be the same exact second.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, found it, and oh no, there it is.
It hurts.
He does have his go mode item though, so I mean that's one thing to be happy about. He's like, okay, I can finally just go through the rest of the seed and just finish it. I think he just kind of noticed right there that it was his opponent finished.
He's just falling down holes now. I think he's a little tilted.
Yeah, and understandably so. This is just the nature of Randomizer sometimes, unfortunately.
You say commentating this will make you feel better about your performance of Randomizer. You'll see how easy it is to just make one different decision and lose by a half an hour. It's not that you're playing poorly, it's not that you're doing something wrong, it's just you gambled and lost.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
No trick to it, it's just do your route, hope for the best.
Yeah, and honestly, you shouldn't worry about like changing up your route too much every single time. Like maybe you'll learn something that you might take into consideration, but again, there's just a lot of different things that can happen. didn't work out this race, but the next race you do, whether it's a tournament or not, you could luck out and have an extremely good time. That's just part of the whole process.
Like, I strongly recommend everybody here, if you want to get better at this quickly, don't just run races. Jump into one of these. If you don't want to talk, jump into this track. Basically, it'll make you watch and pay attention and think about how these routes work and how execution is in certain places.
Yeah, and there's like also just a lot of tricks you can learn. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube and just through like the Link to the Past Rando Discord in general. So, and just kind of learning stuff one step at a time. Like maybe one time you learn like a dark room that you've never done before, and then like next week you learn something else. It's just kind of something you add on. You don't necessarily have to get everything learned at once. And yeah, definitely follow the runners for putting on an amazing show for us today. Obviously, follow everyone who made this race what it is today. The tracker for this race, Buckshot Boo 24, did a great job on tracking. We have our restreamer. I'm really bad at pronouncing things, so my apologies, but Ebabilitikos. Sorry about that, but thank you for restreaming this race. It's really nice of you to do that and step in. And of course, thanks to my partner in commentating, Ridley Dragon, for also joining me on this.
Let's have a hand for Slim Kirby as well. Really fun commentating with you. We're not quite done yet. We'll have an interview in here shortly, and we'll be staying with you all the way until the AkashN is wrapped up. Which should take another 20 minutes, I would say.
That is correct. We'll be here for the entire rest of the race. So we're not ending. I'm not closing it up or anything. Just wanted to get those thank yous and those shout outs out there. Okay, we have Magnon in the waiting room. We'll get him in here in just a second, unfortunately. Okay, there he is. Hello, Magnon17, GG.
Congratulations on advancing to the final round.
Thank you very much.
Final stage, we could say.
So overall, how'd you feel about that seed?
I was worried at the beginning when I missed the bow and had to go back up to Tower of Hera. But when I found the Titan's mitts at Sahasrara, I felt a lot better.
Yeah, there was also a supreme lack of sword for about half of that race.
Yeah, this is a swordless run for an hour.
I was honestly expecting to go into Ganon with a Master Sword. I was so glad I checked Turtle Rock, the laser bridge there.
You have any ideas where that last sword upgrade is? Because we definitely have the answer to that.
I figured it was probably in Thieves Town or Desert Palace.
It is in fact in Desert Palace. On the big chest, I believe, in Desert Palace.
I thought about going in there just for the heck of it after I hit go mode, just to check, but I decided I was gonna...
I think you made the right decision. In case you were wondering, Akash is still running. Akash is just heading into Turtle Rock now. You won with a clean 2-dungeon lead, I believe.
Wow. Yeah, that was it's the best race I've had this tournament so far. That's for sure.
No, we were impressed considering that this seed was so stingy to finish that far below 2 hours. Is really, really well done.
I think I just got really lucky in my dungeon choices, honestly.
Well, you also got the Kane location right away, and Akash just spent the last half an hour for Kane.
Kane was at Smith, right?
Smith's, yeah. Akash, you checked that first, Akash checked that last. And that's what makes the difference.
So what I love about this game is it all comes down to just luck and where you decide to check.
One decision can make a half an hour difference.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned the bow earlier, because Akash actually got the bow when, well, not actually. You both skipped out on the ice cave like pretty immediately. You went straight for Eastern at around the same time, but Akash did go back there much earlier than you did, and did get the bow. So he actually had the bow like way before you did. But yeah, just kind of looking for that cane, it being his last item location, like Ridley said, yeah, that pretty much is what determined this particular race.
I was the entire time I was going through Village of Outcasts, I was hoping to find the flipper so I could do that whole loop up to Zora, and I was so happy when I found them.
Yeah, I bet. It's always nice when you can kind of do that loop alongside with that catfish and everything.
Point out an impressive bit of movement by AkashN there. I've never seen that room done that way before. The chain chop room, what he did was he dashed into the Cansamaria block to push it all the way to the back wall. Hit it down when he was next to the blue blocks that go down, and immediately stepped onto the blue blocks so they raised back up. So he was able to push over the push block while the blue blocks were up.
Yeah, that's a good way to do that.
It's really impressive.
I saw him do that Tuesday with his race against Karnath.
Yeah, it's a really good strat for that room. It just kind of gives you that invisibility frame for that little part of the chain chomps if they attack again before you get the chest.
That, and I was really impressed Tuesday with his Aga skip.
I actually didn't catch that race. What exactly was that?
So if you go to Skull Woods and the overworld, and you dash by the hole there, and then if you dash right when you go to the stairs by the pond next to Skull Woods, if you can walk up and down freely, what you can do is you can walk over to the other side of Graveyard and jump down and water walk over to the other side of.
Okay, yeah, that
Dark World
strat. Yeah, that is a really cool strat to basically, like you said, kind of just skip Aga if it would come down to that.
I spent the last 2 days learning how to do it, just in case it came down to that in this race again.
Yeah, Tower of Hera unfortunately had something to say about that. Didn't have to do Aga because of the items that it offered you.
Immediate Dark World access.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about it, because in the vanilla game, that's where you get the Moon Pearl, which is what you generally use to get to the Dark World the first time. And then that time, like, it didn't have the Moon Pearl, but it had the other two items that you needed for the Dark World. Akash is going straight for Trinex. Not gonna check the eye bridge, so he will not be getting the Butter Sword, but
that's okay.
As we saw, yeah, Tempered Sword and Buttered Sword, Ganon, not really a huge difference at all.
Well, the one thing it would be nice for is actually Trinex.
That's true, yeah, it would be nice for Trinex, but even then, with Have Magic, that's not a terrible thing to be lacking.
I honestly, huge sigh of relief when I got the Tempered Sword, because I prefer not to do Trinex with Master Sword.
No, that's extremely slow, actually. Well, you can damage him with the rods still. Half magic, I don't think. You could have done that, or you could have done it with the hammer, which isn't great either, but...
Yeah, hammer, you just have that hitbox, and it's just like, I don't really want to mess with that.
My last couple of just races in SRL have been probably about an hour-ish without a sword, so I've been practicing my hammer strats quite a bit lately.
Well, hey, though, that sounds like that probably all that practice actually kind of helped, because, yeah, this is another one of those scenarios where you just did not get a sword until very late.
I think my first sword was the first chest in Palace of Darkness.
Yep. And right after that, you got your masters in the King's Tomb. So is there anything from this particular race that you're going to keep in mind as you move on? Or not even just this race, but just like any of your races from this phase of the tournament, but anything that you've learned that you're going to take into the next stage and kind of use that to your advantage?
Definitely, after my race with Imosaru, I learned Silverless Ganon. That's definitely going to come in handy as I move on.
Definitely.
And just basic routing. I learned never to skip Skull Woods. It's just not worth it to skip. You might as well at least try to get 1 or 2 items out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, yeah, I like that. I mean, essentially you learn, like, just routing stuff every time you do one, because just kind of opening your mind to new experiences and things that could potentially happen in the seed, that'll definitely be in your mind very frequently when you're kind of doing other races and stuff. It's like, I don't want this to happen again, so maybe I will check this location. It's just like an ongoing process where like it never stops with learning new routing decisions and routing stuff. And when we get a new version of the randomizer, that'll probably start all over again. I don't see the logic changing too much, but you never know. There could be a...
We almost definitely won't see a new version until after these tournaments are done, I would hope.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have heard, like, I mean, if I have heard that if there was ever a new version, then they would make sure the next round would use that version. At least for the main tournament, anyway. I'm probably for this one, since I imagine the next stage won't be starting too soon, like after like all the matches finish. Yeah, you guys will probably still be having version 26, but
I just can't imagine that, because I think Vitor watches these too, no?
oh yeah, I'm sure he does. And yeah, Rick even said in chat right now that yeah, version 27 likely to be released in the next week. Or so.
Oh wow.
I have to remember, like, this has been the longest a version I think has been out for a while, because I feel like this is like almost the 3rd month of V26.
I'm gonna guess V27 probably won't be incredibly significant changes.
Probably not. It'll probably just be a few things here and there.
If you're gonna do a huge change, you could do it right after the tournament, which another month.
I want to say the last tournament there was a version change in the middle of the tournament, and they just kept the old version for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, that's what they did for this one, but I think they've already said that if there is a new version, that they'll just the next round, since there are several stages in the main tournament, that they will use the next version.
I think they just finished the Swiss stage, right?
We got one more week of it after.
And then they had groups.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, in the main tournament, they have knockout.
Okay, and yeah, they're saying the same thing will be the case for secondary as well.
It'll be nice. It'll kind of give everybody an even playing field for the next round.
27 comes out next week. 27 doesn't the bracket start on Monday? So if it comes out on Tuesday, how does that work? Either around that, correct?
I know next week is the tiebreaker races. So
is there a week between? Okay.
Yeah, I imagine so. But yeah,
getting the big key.
That will definitely make things interesting, though. Like you said, even playing field. Yeah.
There isn't actually too many tiebreakers.
I love learning the strat for getting the red mimics to move while you kind of stand in place. Just makes navigating that one room so much easier.
Yeah, I think they tripped me up a little bit tonight.
Man, I was so convinced you were going to get a double triple in that Naga 2 fight. Unfortunately, that energy ball attack just kind of came at a bad time.
Yeah, I was hoping to.
Because they got an amazing setup for that second round.
Take that back. There's actually a lot of opportunities for tiebreakers in the secondary right now.
Looks like he's having an easier time with the gauntlet than I did.
So far, anyway, there are 5 rooms of the gauntlet, and then sometimes just RNG can mess up a setup. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he did get through there pretty unscathed, honestly.
Perfect RNG there.
Adirondack Rick, if you're still listening, is there a tiebreaker if there's tie between first and second, or does that just go 2 points?
I imagine that would just go to points, but I'll let Rick confirm that.
I think there's one shot of that. It's a pretty good shot of that in one of the groups to get the standings. He may have stepped out.
Okay, Akash on to the final rooms of Ganon's Tower, what I call the Wizrobe section, with one of the cooler looking Canis Maria strats in the game, just being able to use that to kill multiple Wizrobes at once.
I think this is my favorite room to go through because of that cane strat.
I know, it looks so cool, and just a very quick way to just get rid of all of them instead of waiting for them to appear one by one.
That and the Stalfos room with the bombs in Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, for sure. Really low on magic, just enough to finish those torches, thankfully.
He's got a refill coming up.
That's true. I was mainly saying that in just reference to that room he was in, though, and got it pretty close.
Where was the powder?
Desert. Yes. Desert.
The chest in front of the big key chest. Oh, he's not gonna get the magic refill though.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I want to say he still has a green potion, but
Sure,
still...
but that's not inviting friendliness in the first Ganon.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but... He has a pretty chaotic Moldorm, but he does get him down.
No, powder was definitely in Desert Palace. Buckshot.
Yes, it was. It was in, I'm pretty sure it was in Desert.
I can tell you exactly what chest it was in. It was in the chest before with the wiggly enemies, the tentacles.
Yeah.
Briefly forgot what the word tentacle was.
I just, when I was a kid, I just called them the spaghetti monsters, so...
I have to say, I don't think I've ever reached Ganon's Tower with so much of my inventory empty, especially on all on the right side like that.
Oh yeah, now that you're mentioning that, yeah, that right side was pretty bare for you.
Made menuing very interesting.
Really good Naga too.
Yeah, really good. And I believe that was a 3 cycle, so that's. I think 3 cycle was the max possible since that second one had a blue ball attack. Okay, so we're getting ready to start the Ganon fight. Unfortunately, no magic. I think he has that green potion, but yeah, there was that free magic refill in that one chest room.
I believe he has a blue potion.
Yes, I think it does.
I believe you should consider using it.
Yeah, because I think if he got hit by that last one... Oh, just green.
Just has a green potion.
Can he get the cape? Not in time. There is that one slight delay that there is before you can get the cape active. It does kind of mess you up sometimes.
Not a huge loss, but does basically give back 6 hearts. I'm trying to do it as fast as possible now, just for your own self, but I think you need a little more of these, then you get some safety potions and finish up.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, now he's gonna use the cape.
I honestly didn't even want to risk it. I went right to the cape.
Yeah, with half magic, you can definitely afford to, for sure.
And silvers.
Yeah, half magic
Remember,
and silvers.
if you don't have silvers, you may need to conserve your magic because you may take 1,000,000 times to try to get those hits.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, he is moving on to phase 4. Yes, we did find the silver arrows in Death Mountain. In fact, I believe both of them had silvers before the bow.
Try for Torch Village.
Yeah, at this point.
Doesn't matter as much. We get the double. I don't think you totally realize that. No, it's not. Oh no!
Okay, got really close right there.
Bodied again. One more hit. You gotta hit him one more time. Jeez. That was a little cruel. Got him.
And he gets him. Alright. Chat, go ahead and send in your GGs because Akash has finished his run. And AkashN finishes with an SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 46 seconds. And we will be getting him in for an interview as well. In fact, he is already in the waiting room, so he'll be in just a moment. Hey, Akash, how is it going?
I don't know, man.
That's okay, that's okay. I mean, that's... Welcome to Randomizer, I guess you could say. So,
Actually, the moment I found the bow, I knew I was dead. So I just started making blades.
That actually wasn't the really big difference.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I missed the bow for a while too.
Yeah, the big difference was the cane.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, but... Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously it was the cane, because he done when I found the cane. I just thought that put him far enough ahead that he could check all the things. But I guess, did you just go straight to the blacksmith?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
I think I did Skull Woods first, and then went down to Blacksmith.
yeah, I guess I just do all the dungeons I can before doing overworld stuff. And because I thought I was behind, I just blind pulled the pedestal to see if I could make a play.
That's actually what I speculated, honestly, that you were kind of in the version 26 dungeon mindset when going through that, because that definitely seemed to be what you were kind of going for while going through that.
I was really worried I was taking a huge risk on Green Pendant Pod.
Oh yeah. Was that your first sword? I can't remember where the other ones were.
Yeah, I got my first sword there, and then went to King's Tomb, and then my third sword was actually on the Laser Bridge.
Oh, I didn't even check Laser Bridge.
Yeah, you found your third sword upgrade in Desert Palace.
No, I got Master Sword there, and then I went to Royal Tomb.
Okay. Well, yeah, the other upgrade that you had
Yeah.
anyway.
I actually didn't touch Desert Palace.
Yeah, I went in just to see if Red Cane was there, and then dipped into Mire, hoping that, I'd get the cane.
I was actually kind of interested in that you mentioned the bow earlier. Like, obviously, both of you kind of got hung up on that, but you were actually first to find the bow.
Really?
You actually yeah, I want to say you found that, like, I don't know, like, I don't remember the exact time, obviously, but like 10, 15 minutes before, like as soon as like you kind of were about to finish with Light World, I believe you kind of went back there to check. While I want to say that Magnon actually didn't get it until he, like, right before he went to the Eastern Pod play as well.
I mean, I did a bunch of Dark World stuff. Like, I finished Thieves, right? And I did Skull, and then I went back, and I did like all of Hype Cave and Catfish Pyramid. Then I went to Ice Rod and Pod Eastern.
I know I didn't get it until after I had the flute.
Yeah, I don't remember what the flute was.
Oh wait, we got the flute right away, didn't we?
Yeah, that sounds right. So, I mean, good? It means we're playing the same seed?
I don't remember when I went and got it. I thought I got it after I did Death Mountain the first time, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like I got it like an hour in.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing you two up. If so, I apologize.
I did everything I could do in the Dark World before I went back there.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I didn't dip into Pod. That was the only thing I had left.
Okay, so that's my bad. Okay, I guess I was getting you both mixed up.
I think I actually went right after I finished Eastern, because I went into Eastern thinking to myself, I should probably check Ice Cave for the bow.
So, like, before going to the Dark World?
I think I did it before the Dark World.
Are these commentators just lying to us?
Were they watching the
is so
same game as we were racing?
Yeah,
Were they just like doing their own run? And they're like...
No, okay. I think what you guys are saying now is correct. I think that I just switch the screens around, I guess, was what I was
just
saying.
trying to make me feel better. Wait, maybe that makes me feel worse. I'm not sure. I think I feel worse if I got the bow first.
Okay.
No. Yeah, that's definitely didn't happen that way though. Matt got the bow first. Yeah.
Regardless, though, I mean, even with getting hung up on like the bow and the cane, like still, like I personally feel like your execution was pretty good. I mean, even just like through Ganon's Tower, that was a really good gauntlet.
Thank you. I actually kind of stopped paying attention a little bit. I thought it was a little, like, it was definitely good, like, but I felt like I messed up in a few parts, which I don't know.
I jumped down to Moldorm 2 and immediately got knocked off.
Jeez. Yeah, I accidentally poked him, and then he went all fast on me, and I didn't know what to do. But I got him eventually. Man, never doing dungeons again. Just doing all overworld. hope I find crystals there.
I generally try to route as much overworld as possible, and if I happen to pass a dungeon I can clear, I jump in there.
Yeah, I usually try to route in overworld between dungeons, but I definitely prioritize dungeons. And then this seed, like I said, I thought I was really far behind, so I just like did a bunch of things that didn't really make sense, and hoping that it would gain me time. So like I skipped all of the North Dark World stuff, Royal Tomb and Bonk Cave for like all of the seed, and then went back after doing everything in the dungeons. And it did not pay off.
That is kind of the funny thing about Randomizer, though, is you kind of, like, after you finish a race like this, just like, okay, I'm not going to do dungeons as much next time. But then, in the next seed you do, like, of course, like, you're going to have to go back on it, because then all the items are in dungeons, so it's just...
Yeah, next time I just skip everything and go, like, don't do Uncle, don't do Sanctuary, just, like, don't even get the Link's house chest, just go straight to Ice Rod, and it's, like, single arrow.
The truth of Randomizer is that the right answer is there is no right answer.
Yeah, I definitely feel good about what I did.
No, yeah, if your execution is good, it mostly comes down to those one or two decisions on which direction you decide to go.
Like if Kane was in Desert or Mire, it like flips it around totally, right?
I'd say so, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't have gone into Mire until I had finished Ice Palace at that point.
Yeah, I also finished Ice Palace before going into Mire, I think. Yeah, definitely.
I fluted to Ice Palace and then decided to go to Mire first, and found Bombos in the shack and was pretty much set because I was going to go search for Bombos in Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, no, I did the shed in the mirror, the like what's it called, checkerboard cave, and then went back to Ice Palace, I think. Which, just because I wanted, oh no, what I did was I wanted to know exactly what I needed for Turtle Rock and Mire, so like I could possibly skip things in Ice Palace. So I went over there, checked that, got Bombos, and then went to Turtle Rock to check that, did all of the Dark World, Death Mountain stuff, then went back to Ice Palace.
Yeah, like established earlier, you were definitely kind of in a dungeon clearing mindset, which again, version 26, it's not really a bad route to take. It's just unfortunate that in this particular seed, that wasn't necessarily the answer.
Yeah, it's just Randomizer.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna play NMG from now on. Always know where everything is. Yeah. That's not true. I always get one chest that I don't need in that.
Oh, yeah. So if after you're done with NMG, if you do come back for another tournament, is there any steps you're gonna take? Any new ideas you're gonna implement, or are you just gonna wait and see? Like maybe at that point the logic's different, so maybe you won't really prepare for it. So anything like that?
I am definitely coming back because I am very competitive. But I mean, it's hard to say, right?
Yeah, for sure.
At this point, there's like not many breakthrough like moments you can have at our level. Like we're not great, but we're like decent at least. So I think it's just like a lot of iterations of playing the seeds and like getting it in your subconscious where the seed is telling you to go, and besides that, just execution.
If I can make a recommendation, don't just play. Get involved in either, well, maybe not commentary if you don't want to talk, but or at least track.
Oh, I love talking.
Yeah, get involved in the commentary, get involved in tracking. It helps. Somebody who is I'm relatively new at this too. It helps. It's helped me actually a lot more than just playing. Because now I'm seeing, okay, that was the difference between the two seeds, and that's where the difference is, and that's how you go faster, and that's how you go slower.
Yeah, I've definitely been watching races and making like mental notes like that. But definitely talking about it really helps a lot. I know that from doing a little bit of commentary for Magic the Gathering.
I was telling the commentators when I was watching your race on Tuesday with Karnath.
That was a bad one.
when you did the AGA skip, I actually immediately after that race went in and learned how to do that myself, just in case I didn't want this race to come down to you being able to do that and me not.
Yeah, I actually for Karnath's for my race against Karnath, I felt like his biggest edge over me was that he could do Mire Dark, and I hadn't ever practiced that. And I was gonna go do that, but I just didn't have time because I went away for the weekend and came back and wasn't really feeling well. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do. Though I think that trick is kind of not really that useful because it's like something like 1 or 2% of seeds are aggro required just to get to East Dark World.
Astra asks a good question, actually. How do we get involved in commentary or tracking? If you're in the secondary channel, I would just reach out to one of the moderators, Adirondack Rick or Willard J. I'm going to say Willard J. Bradley. I was going to say Willard J. Brimley, which is a different person. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'd like to be interested in some commentary. And they may put you into secondary or they may put you on a list for the next tournament they're released. If you're not on the tournament Discord, somebody please provide a link to the Discord up there. I believe it is under the information about tournaments, I want to say.
Yeah, and there's a lot of very, very helpful individuals, not just for the tourney, but also just Randomizer in general. Honestly, this is one of the most helpful communities I've ever found on the internet, so it's been great learning Randomizer and meeting a lot of new great people as well.
Yeah, this community is actually just amazing. I've been in a lot of gaming communities, and this one just like blows me away how nice everyone is.
It's collaboration through competition. Is the way I put it.
This is actually the first gaming community I've been involved in, and I have to agree, it's very welcoming, and everybody's so eager to help you get better because it strengthens everybody at that point.
Though I have to say, I do miss the trash talk.
There's still trash talk, but it's mostly between Patty and Andy.
Well, I mean, that is the best kind of trash talk.
I guess so.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah, I don't really have any more to add, so if you had anything to add, Ridley, go ahead.
No, I think this is going to do it for now. Thank you again to our two runners, AkashN and Magnon17. Huge shout out to our tracker, Buckshot Boo 24. Huge shout out to our streamer and host for the night, Epipliktikos. It's a hard name to pronounce. And a huge shout out to my co-commentator, Slim, Kirby, and huge shout out to the folks at Randomizer Mania for helping to host this whole thing.
And huge shout out to my co-commentator, Ridley Dragon, because don't want to forget you in that as well.
Oh, I'm okay. Check out twitch.tv/Slim Kirby, Buckshot Boo 24, and that really hard to pronounce name for our Twitches. AkashN. You got it. Yep.
We'll go with that.
Well, GG Magnon. Good luck.
Good game to you too. It was fun.
Yeah, that was something.
I'm kind of glad we rescheduled and made this the last race because it definitely added a little extra intensity to it.
Oh yeah, that would have been kind of disappointing if I just lost to you and then still had to play against Karnath. But this was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And again, twitch.tv/AkashN, twitch.tv Magnon17. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. There's still races going on almost every other Speed Gaming and Randomizer Mania channel, so go check those out.
Hey, yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Later, everyone.
I love you.